so the battery cover pushes out, comes off. Notice there's leads on the battery cover. That's because the battery cover has an antenna in it.
That is good. Well, is that GPS or is that the
I think that's
phone?
actually the phone antenna.
Okay.
Then this flips down. Your SIM card goes in here, memory card goes in here, and the batteries, they're right there. So yeah, the entire back pretty much is the battery. And it just slides right in.
That is really weird. It's like loading film into a camera or something, isn't it? So is it just on that one that it does that?
That it slides out like that? Yes,
yeah.
It's just on that one.
Okay.
There are cool parts about this as well. So, one thing we didn't talk about is because it's an aluminum unibody, that also means it's incredibly strong, right? So it's not cast, it's machined, which makes it stronger. And a single block of aluminum, so you probably could pound nails with this. Seriously.
Don't try it though.
Be alright, and I'd be more afraid of breaking the glass table than I would be of breaking the phone.
Because we've seen you when you're testing your phones in the factory, and there's a video.
Right, yeah, on the Nexus video.
You're literally pushing down on the thing, and it's quite weird. So, I mean, you put stickers on there in the past saying, don't leave this in your pocket.
Right.
Don't sit on it. But you still.
That's the lawyers.
People will do that.
That's the lawyers talking.
Yeah.
Okay, right. It's not that we're so afraid our phones are going to break. It's really the lawyers talking.
Yeah.
They want to cover us so that when you do put it in your pocket and then sit down on it, you don't come back and say, "Well, I just put it in my pocket."
People expect to do, even though it's not advisable. People do expect to sit on their phone and it still work.
Right.
They expect to drop it, and
Which it's understandable. You do those things in daily life. Another cool thing, I'm sure you noticed from your Hero. There's no more trackball.
I've kind of got used to that now, but yeah.
So it's all right. This is an optical trackball, so you can use it the exact same way. Just scroll on it like you were scrolling on a trackball, but it's an optical sensor. So we can scroll on it the same way that we would scroll on a trackball, but it's just an optical sensor. And this ring is a button, so you can actually press in on it and feel it, like it's got a real click to it.
Yeah, it does, yeah. That is really... It's really fluid, that is, again.
If you start using it, if you tell yourself you're using a trackball, it feels that way in the performance. It's really cool.
So we've got all the new widgets on there,
right?
And all these new widgets are going to be included on the Hero.
Yep.
Are you going to be able to push it out to the variants as well, like the T-Mobile G2 Touch? Is that coming out straight away?
It'll depend on carriers. We are hoping that it gets pushed out to everybody, but timing will depend on carriers.
Because I know Orange were quite quick with it, and T-Mobile...
Right. Exactly.
A bit slower.
Exactly. So, every carrier has their own policies and whatnot. So I won't speak for their policies as far as timing and stuff goes, but we do intend to push it out to every variant.
So you've got rid of the call answer and the call drop buttons as well on here.
Correct.
So it's all soft buttons now.
Right. And that's something that 2.1 really allows us to do. So, that was, after Eclair, it got much easier to do that. You notice Nexus 1 didn't have those either.
No. I mean, I personally like it. Like here, I want to make a call straight away.
Right.
What do I do to make the call? It's...
What do you mean? Look at the big phone button. Oh gosh, there's a huge phone button. What do I do to make a call? I'm so confused.
You might got me on that. It's true. I think it's because, sometimes you're having that really bad argument. You think, I just want to put the phone down on them. And you want a big fat button to disconnect them. It's just probably me.
You know what? We need to go back to the flip phones, right? We need that big, like, to slam the phone
Yeah.
shut.
How dare you? I don't want to speak to you again. So this has got the...
You know what one of my favorite features of the Android contact directory is?
What's that?
You can this is terrible. You can set a contact in your address book to only go directly to voicemail.
That is cool.
You will never hear their call ring again.
Ex-girlfriend.
Exactly.
Just go to my special voicemail.
It sounds so terrible, but it's
Everyone can think of a person
exactly
that they would
of
use
at least
it.
one person. Yeah. I have a person. I'm sure we all have at least one person that we would put on that list.
Yeah.
So I can share these. I've just taken a photo.
Yes.
The camera seems to be much better, I must say.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
one critical point that people always mention.
Yeah,
I know the reasons you mentioned it before as to why.
Right.
You know, the cameras. It
Right.
can be tricky getting the right
I
lens.
think we're getting there. I don't think we're at 100%, but we're way further along than we were before.
Yeah.
Way further along. And I think, you know, if you look at HD2, if you look at Nexus 1, if you look at Legend and Desire, I think that you'll see that the camera is really, really nice. You know what else helps? The better processors.
Yeah, because I'm shaking about here, and it's dark in here, and you know you've got the
Right.
mood lighting and everything. And
You like our mood lighting?
it's good mood lighting. Yeah. I'm very green at the minute, and I'm just shaking about, and I just take a photo, and I'm not being, you know, I'm not holding it as rock solid as I normally would do.
Right.
And with the flash, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So I can share it with now Picasso and some other online
You should
providers.
be able to. I'm not sure of all of the services. I know for sure Facebook and Flickr.
Yeah.
But let's see what else we have. Gmail, Peep, and Picasso. So Peep
That's
is
going to
Twitter.
be squirted onto the hero as well, I presume.
Yes.
This. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That is fantastic. So, have you got any other tricks within these two
So
sentence bases?
let me show you a little bit of a couple of new browsing tricks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, new browsing tricks. Wow. Hello. There we go.
So we haven't got to wait very long for the Desire. It's coming out in April. And the
Same timing on Legend.
okay.
So, not what I wanted.
So you still got all the cool tricks with the text reflow.
Yes.
The pinch
So
to zoom and all
here,
that stuff.
let's take a good look at it and see what we. Hello? Please don't tell me I hit another link. All
There
right.
we go.
Yeah. So still all the same pitch to zoom. Noticed it's centered in on the column. If we make the text really big, it's going to reflow to fit. New features. Right, so now Flashlight 4, and it is Flash 10 capable. So when Flash 10 becomes available, we should be able to update it to that as well.
That was the only thing with we got a week with the Hero fairly early on,
Right.
And a load of people were asking us, Flash, show us Flash.
Right.
And some sites would work, like if they were
Right.
fairly small Flash applets
Right,
and things,
right.
but the big chunky ones, you know, the several
Yeah,
megabit size.
always. I think that's always going to be, probably not always, but it's going to be an issue on mobile devices. I mean, they're working with a different browser. They're working with more limited memory, right? A lot of those sites are written for the desktop,
Yeah.
and with as powerful as phones are now, they still don't have all of the resources available to them that a desktop does.
But people still expect.
Right.
I mean, even though I can understand personally that my huge Flash game, several megs in size, doesn't play. Oh dear, what a shame. But they still expect most of the web to work, and
Right.
that's I think
Right.
what you've done with this.
Exactly, and Flashlight 4 provides much better access to that because Flashlight 4 is really close to, I believe, Flash 9.
Yeah.
And so because of that, one of the reasons that Flashlight 3 or I should hold this up. One of the reasons Flashlight 3 may have not provided that kind of desktop parity was Flashlight 3 was only comparable to Flash 7.
Yeah.
So if anybody had written anything more recently in Flash, they probably used some of the 9 type things and then got into a situation where it wasn't playing on phones. With Flash 4, there should be much less of that.
Okay, so what other tricks were you going to show me?
Another trick is the new contextual menu that we added to the browser. So if we long pressed on some text, we'll start by selecting a word, right? And then we get handles so that we can select more text. Right, so now we've selected this big chunk of text. We have a contextual menu along with it. Hit the first button, and that text is copied to the clipboard for us to use in other applications. Hit the last button, and we can send that text. We can share that text, either through any of the services on the phone, actually. And then if we hit the middle button, that's where some neat magic comes in. We will get taken to this page. If you select one word, you'll be able to look it up in Wikipedia or in the dictionary. But by selecting a block of text, we know that there's only one thing left in this contextual menu that you can do with it, and that's translate it. So we send it right to the translator. So we can use Google Translation to take the original, and we can change it into German if we want, using Google Translate.
So could I do things like if I found a place name, could I just go straight into Google Maps maybe, or would I just copy and paste?
We do not have that because we would have to have a huge dictionary to recognize place names, right?
But I can still copy and paste straight off there.
Absolutely,
with the same thing.
into Google Maps or anything, right? Because you could paste it, go to Google Maps and hit search, and then paste it right in.
Okay, so what else have we got that's new in the HTC Sense? And
I think those are the highlight features. You know, friend stream, new things in browsing. You know, what you've seen as far as the updates to the widgets, that sort of thing, and then of course Leap. There is a new RSS reader, news reader, that we've added. There are improvements everywhere.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's lots of improvements to mail. There's improvements to